Lessons of History is a book written by Durant, a renowned historian and philosopher, and his wife Ariel Durant. The book provides an insightful analysis of history and the lessons that can be learned from it. The Durants examine the patterns and themes that have emerged throughout human history, and draw conclusions about the human condition and the challenges facing humanity. Chapter 1: Hesitations. In this chapter, the authors start by highlighting the difficulties of studying history, such as separating myth from fact and avoiding the influence of our own cultural biases. They also caution readers against using history to justify their own ideologies or prejudices. The Durants argue that the past has much to teach us, but we must approach it with a critical eye and a willingness to learn. Chapter 2: Biology and History. In this chapter, the authors examine the role of biology in shaping human history. They discuss the ways in which genetics, hormones, and evolution have influenced human behavior and societies. For example, they argue that the instinct for self-preservation has been a driving force behind human conflicts, and that the sexual drive has shaped everything from art to social norms. Chapter 3: Race and History. The Durants discuss the concept of race and its impact on history. They argue that race is a social construct, rather than a biological reality, and that the belief in racial superiority has led to many of history's most egregious injustices. They also examine the role of race in shaping economic and political systems, such as slavery and colonialism. Chapter 4: Character and History. In this chapter, the authors argue that the character of individuals and societies has a significant impact on history. They discuss the importance of moral values, such as courage and compassion, in shaping the course of events. They also examine the role of leadership and how the actions of individuals can have far-reaching consequences. Chapter 5: Morals and History. The Durants examine the role of ethics and morality in history. They argue that moral values, such as justice and fairness, are essential for creating stable and just societies. They also explore the ways in which moral beliefs have influenced economic and political systems, such as capitalism and socialism. Chapter 6: Religion and History. This chapter discusses the impact of religion on history. The authors argue that religion has been a driving force behind many of history's most significant events, such as the Crusades and the Reformation. They also examine the role of religion in shaping social norms and values, as well as the relationship between religion and science. Chapter 7: Economics and History. The Durants examine the role of economics in history. They argue that economic systems, such as capitalism and socialism, have had a significant impact on the course of events. They also explore the ways in which economic factors, such as trade and technology, have influenced social and political systems. Chapter 8: Socialism and History. In this chapter, the authors explore the history of socialism as an economic and political system. They examine the successes and failures of socialist experiments throughout history, and argue that while socialism has many flaws, it also has the potential to address some of the world's most pressing problems, such as poverty and inequality. Chapter 9: Government and History. The Durants discuss the role of government in history. They examine the various forms of government throughout history, from monarchy to democracy, and explore the strengths and weaknesses of each. They also argue that the effectiveness of government depends on the character and values of the people who make it up. Chapter 10: War and History. In this chapter, the authors examine the role of war in history. They argue that war has been a constant presence throughout human history and has had a significant impact on the course of events. They also explore the ways in which war has influenced social and political systems, as well as the moral and ethical implications of war. Chapter 11: Growth and Decay. In this chapter, the authors examine the life cycle of civilizations, from their origins to their eventual decline and fall. They argue that all civilizations go through a predictable cycle of growth and decay, and that the causes of decline are often internal rather than external. They also explore the factors that contribute to the rise and fall of civilizations, such as economic and environmental factors, as well as cultural and moral values. Chapter 12: Progress and History. In this chapter, the authors explore the concept of progress and its relationship to history. They argue that progress is not inevitable, and that human history is characterized by both advances and setbacks. They also examine the ways in which progress has been measured throughout history, such as through technological and scientific advancements, and explore the ethical implications of progress. Chapter 13, Is Progress Real? The Durants examine the question of whether progress is real and measurable. They argue that progress can be observed in many areas, such as technology and medicine, but that it is not a linear or steady process. They also explore the ways in which progress can have unintended consequences, such as environmental degradation and social inequality. In conclusion, The Lessons of History, by Will Durant and Ariel Durant, is a thought-provoking exploration of the patterns and themes that have emerged throughout human history. The Durants draw on their extensive knowledge of history and philosophy to offer insights into the challenges facing humanity, and the ways in which we can learn from the past to create a more just and equitable future. If you like this summary, then subscribe to my channel, and if you want to purchase this book, check out the link given in description box. Also check out the new designs on our store for unisex t-shirt, hoodie, sweatshirt, etc. I'll see you in the next book summary. Thanks for watching.